I knew that I had in the back of my mind going to Europe, the World Championship at the time for GT cars. I felt wonderful about us winning 1, 2, and 3 in '66, but Ken Miles, we made a horrible decision in saying the 3 cars come over exactly together. It was good politically for Ford, so I couldn't argue with it. Besides that, I worked for Ford, and I'm not going to go against Henry Ford. '67, bunch of guys that didn't know anything about racing were still in the racing department, and they talked Leo Beebe into putting a bunch of dirt track racers into the cars at Le Mans. And Foyt and Gurney were the least likely winners, and we were given them, and everybody thought they'd blow up. Well, they didn't. Gurney did a beautiful job of not showing Foyt how fast the car would go, and Foyt did a fabulous job in driving within his limits, realizing that 24 hours is a long time, taking care of the engine, taking care of the gearbox and so forth. But the real deciding factor in '66 and '7 was the fact that Phil Remington, the old hot rodder, pre-war hot rodder that made the Cobra what it was, it wound up, didn't have one bolt in it from AC cars when we finally put it back together and got it in racing trim. And he figured out how to change the rotors in 1 minute. When we took off from the starting line in '66 and '67, we weighed 4,000 pounds with a driver and a gasoline. Kinetic energy at the end of that 3.5 mile straight was so high from brake temperatures and so forth that the brakes would have probably lasted 2 or 3 hours, and that would have been all. But he figured it out. That was the key to us winning the race in '66 and '7.
Welcome to CP101, and this is the Mustang, the Shelby, the '67 that we did for the James Morris appreciation build, and I hope James is doing well. I hope his therapy is going quick, and I hope everything is easy street for him and he gets back to building models and doing what he likes to do to relax. So anyway, yeah, it didn't turn out too bad. We had a rough start with it. Like everybody else, we had paint issues. It hits people every now and again where you just can't seem to lay a coat of paint to save your life. There's no reason. It just doesn't work for some reason. I don't know. Everybody gets hit by it eventually. So this is a Model Masters Flaming Red. It's a lacquer. After 3 attempts, the 4th time is when I used this lacquer. It came out presentable. I mean, it still has some issues, but overall I can live with it. It's not too bad. The stripes we painted on, and that didn't come out too bad. It could have came out better if I would have used washi tape, but I used Tester's tape, trying to just use it up because I figured why let it go to waste. And it did an okay job, but washi tape would have given me a little crisper line in what this tape did. So but it's pretty much box stock. I didn't do anything special to it other than paint the stripes on instead of using the decals, because I figure, you know, if the stripes were just on the hood, the roof, and the trunk, then decals would have been just fine. But to try to get it to lay down over these fascias, the front and rear, there's no way in hell you're going to get that decal to lay down like it should. So it's just much easier, unless you want to fight with the decal, to just paint it on. So that's why I decided to go ahead and paint the stripes on. Inside there, I think yeah, I showed you inside. You already seen the inside, so you know, it's just your black interior. It's nothing, nothing special there. You can see it there. But that is the Mustang. We opened up the hood scoop, opened up the side scoops, quarter window scoops. Those have been all opened up. And we got the back end, we got the tips on it. They lined up pretty good. No issues there. Got the decals on it. And used Canopy 560, put the glass in it. And that's really about it. The engine is just a box stock 289. Nothing special there. I don't know if the hood will stay open. Probably won't stay open. But it's nothing special there. And yeah, that's really all I got to say on this. It's a nice kit. It's one of AMT's nicer kits. As far as putting it together, I didn't have any issues. I put mine together a little differently than the box, because they tell you to put the body on the frame and then put the front and rear fascias on, but I don't like doing that because I want to get a good fit. Usually the fascias don't fit very well, so last thing you want to do is paint this and then have to do body work trying to get your fascias to look like they should. So I always do those last, even though they tell you to put it on there before you put the frame in it. But if you do that, the door panels have an extension that come out to here, and you have to cut them off or you won't be able to get the frame into the body after the fascias are on. But you don't see them, so you can easily cut them off and you'll never know, and you can still put the frame and stuff in there after these fascias are on. So you get a much better, cleaner looking body concerning the fascias. I mean, you should have a little bit of a seam on those fascias. They had one in real life, but you don't want the, like this one, this front fascia, it was a little wider than the body. It stuck out past the body, and that's not how they were. So that's why I had to take a lot of sanding and get it to where it was close to the body as it should be. So, but other than that, it went together just fine. Really no issues with the car. There is the underneath, nothing fancy. But and there's the tips on it. But yeah, a nice kit actually. I have another one of these. Well, I don't think it's the Shelby. I think it's the GT, the 67 GT. But yeah, AMT always did a good job with their Mustang kits. This vintage Mustang kit, they always did a good job with the kits. They were pretty nice kits. So this rocker stripe is a decal. I wasn't going to worry about, you know, that's all flat. So I thought I don't have to paint that. Plus I wasn't about to try to paint GT350 in it. So, but yeah, that's the 67 Shelby. That's all I got. Now we can go on to our buddy build with Sean. That'll be the next video as far as a car build, and we'll start working on that 48 Ford. Alright guys, take care. We'll see you in the next video.